Hey everyone, how are you? I am just bringing up the alley scene here, and I think I want to start working on a recycle bin that I can kind of duplicate and put around the area here. Um, I don't know if this is the one I want. I just brought this in to see. It's not bad though. Um, we could work on this, I guess. There's a lot of little kind of curves to this and a lot of modeling stuff that's gonna add polygons to this, so I'm not sure I want to do all of that, but let's give it a try. Let me get my chat back up here, see if I can get everything working again. Let's see. Is it going to work for me? Well, I will keep trying. I haven't been able to bring up the chat yet. It's thwarting me here. But, not bringing up the chat. Okay, well, I'll see if it'll bring it up here in a minute. So this thing, I think I'll go to a brand new layer. And let's see, let's begin probably with the cube, right? And I think maybe, let me, oh, I see, I'm in the complete wrong place for my chat here. Hang on. Let's go back. I can't even get to my own live stream. That's kind of sad, isn't it? Let me try one more time here. There we go. There you are. Greetings from Finland. Oh, hey. How's the weather there? It's in the 40s here. It's actually kind of warm for Wisconsin this time of year. All right. So, a recycle bin. How should we begin with this? It just looks like it's going to be a lot of polys for something like this, and I can't really... I mean, I could use a normal map and bake, but let's see what we can do. You know what? Why not? And if it doesn't exactly work for my scene, then at least I will have had fun because I like modeling. All right, so if this is going to be the beginning of our recycle bin, let's say it's going to be this top part right up here, like this. Like that here is this right there. Let's begin there. And what I could do is, let's see, how to get this little guy right there. That little guy right there. That's going to be an interesting challenge. How would I want to do that? It needs to be all one piece, but maybe I could grab that and bevel just that area. That's a possibility. Let's try that. Let's try that. So I'm going to bring this down. And is that about the height I want? I think so. And it looks like this down here is just a little bit narrower than up here. Am I wrong about that? Maybe I am wrong about that. It's just a optical illusion here. So let me scale this in just a bit. Let me turn this on. Sorry about that. Yeah, let's try this. So here's a possibility. Let's take this let's add a new edge loop in here to hold this edge here. And then, is this going to work? Let's try it. I'm going to go ahead and apply my scale, and I'm going to bevel this. Ooh. Is that going to work for me? Let me bring these up here so we can see it. Let me bevel like that. Ah, okay, that's a possibility. Let me try that again with these two here. Does it have it on the back as well? It kind of does, I think. Let's see. I'll go ahead and do them all. Where's my front? Let's pretend that this is the front here, with my X going to the right here. Let's pretend that's the front. So I'm going to hit Control B. I'm going to bevel these, and then I'm going to add a few more edges like that. Really? Is that going to work? Maybe. Let's come down and smooth it here, like so. Doesn't look great. I could maybe move that up a bit. Let's try this. That's a possibility. All right, let's keep going. I'm going to go ahead and hit flat again to go back to flat view. I could also bevel this thing up here to give us that rounded edge up there, but is that going to then give us all kinds of a mess there? Yes, it would. Yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and leave it like that. Let's work on this piece over here. So up here, looks like we've got a handle going back, right? Probably. I can't see it. We can probably go see if we can find more pictures from the side. You know, I've got one of these right out back of my house. I should have just taken a picture of it, but I didn't even think about that. Are we going to see inside here? I don't think so. I don't think I'm ever going to have one of these things open, so I'm not going to worry too much about it. But I will... Yeah, but I will go ahead and add the thing right there with Alt-click, extrude, and I'm going to scale out in everything but the Z with Shift-Z and bring that out. Now it looks like this is connected. Oh, you are sneaky. Look at that. That's kind of connected there. All right. So what we could do... Very sneaky. Yeah, let me think about that. Well, okay, we could take this stuff here, and I'll just grab all of this with the C key with the circle select tool, and I'm going to split it out and into its own object, because I just want to grab that and move it up. I want to keep that so that I can work on it or use it for the top there, right? Ultimately, that's going to be the top. And over here, I can grab this and put a bit of a lip on it there, like that. So if we've got that, okay. Now, this guy right here, that little extrusion. See what happens if I do this. Now I don't have, it's not going through there because that's not a quad. All right, I'll deal with that later. I've really given myself some challenges here. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and scale it in the X, pull it out a bit, like so, and then And then, can I connect those? Yeah, why not? Why not? What I'm going to do is connect these here. And you're thinking, is this really the way to do it? I don't know. I'm having fun. So I'm going to grab this edge here, like this, and this edge here, like this. And let's bridge these. Control E, bridge, edge loop, there. Yes, so we've got that little extrusion, or I shouldn't, yeah, I guess it is an extrusion, isn't it? We can pull that out just a little more like that. There we go, and it's all connected. All right. I'd kind of like to bring that out a little bit more. This and this and this and this. These. Yeah, I think I'd like to bring those out just a little bit more. There we go. Okay. So now we're just getting the basic shape down. It doesn't feel like it's coming out far enough. I guess that front piece comes out farther maybe than the rest of them. Let's try it. Like this. I'm just not feeling like the proportions are correct there. I guess I don't need these. Yeah, there we go. Pull that out a bit like that. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Let's see what else. There's this piece. Do we really need that? Do we really need this here? Possibly. Also, I didn't leave any room for the tires now, did I? All right, let's take a look at what we can do with that. What I could do, let me go ahead and get rid of this. What I could do for the tires in the back here, I'm going to need to kind of make a cut there. I could use a Boolean, or I could just take these and drag them up. That is certainly a possibility. Let's try that. So I'm going to go like this and like this. Grab these two edges. I'm going to pull them back about to there, let's say. And let me think. I kind of need one more edge in there, don't I? Yeah, but let's give it a try. I'm going to go to the side view here and grab these points, move them up. Yeah, I think this will work. Okay, so I'm going to do an edge loop there, just right in the center of it with the Enter key. And then I can grab these two and just move them up like that. So we've got kind of a curve there. Something like that. All right. Feel like I need one more edge there. Should I do it? Probably not, but I'm going to for now. Let's see how it works. See how I like it. Let's see. This one. Oh, I did him wrong. There we go. That. Did I do that right? Yeah, I want it here. Like that. And I want it here. Like that. Let's grab those and just move them up. So it just kind of rounds it out just a little bit. There we go. Okay. So far, so good. I could turn on wire again, couldn't I, for everything. Alt, click here. so we see it. Let's see. This piece, this right in the front here, this is going to need to be, we're going to need a couple of extrusions in here. So let's see, how about if we begin here, like that. We're going to need 2 up front, like that. Like so. We'll probably need 1 down here for that split out, or this kind of where it widens out a bit. Let's try that. Oops, let me do that. Looks like it widens. No. I need another one right there. Like so. Like that. They kind of widen out a bit down here, don't they? Like that. Now if we took this, extrude it in, got rid of this down here, like that, we'd have that. Let's see. Yeah, okay. And then we need that cylinder in there. This is pretty, I would love to add a bevel there, but I'm afraid what's going to happen in here. You know, I could take all of those out, bevel it, and then put them back. I don't know that I want to. Well, let's see. So, Germany is watching. Awesome. And from America, of course. Yes, it's good to hear from you too. 40 is nowhere near warm in Texas. Well, that's true. I lived in Los Angeles years ago, and it would get down to like 50 degrees, and we'd all put on our heavy coats, you know, like it was cold out. It's kind of sad. I'm originally from Oklahoma, so I grew up in Tulsa, Oklahoma, which is kind of near Texas in, you know, in the grand scheme of things, I guess. Let me create a cylinder here. Maybe 12 sides. I don't need a cap on it at all. Scale it down. Flip it around on the Y. And let's put that in here. Like this. Something like that. All right. Let's see what else. What else can we do? I wonder what's going to happen when we smooth this, you know? Is it going to be ugly? It's going to be relatively ugly. But I wonder what's going to happen when we put a texture on that. How that's going to look. I don't like this in here, you know? All that's going on in here. I don't know if that's going to help a little, possibly. We can try it and see. I'm not completely sold on it, but I am trying to keep it fairly low poly. Because it isn't going to be a real important piece in the scene. It's just going to be kind of filler. So let's go ahead and work on this tire here. And then maybe I will look for something to tell me how to do the back of that. Let's see. how about let's bring our cursor, oh, I don't know, where's our cursor? Here. Let's bring it in the Y back like that and create a cylinder here. Cylinder. I'm going to go ahead and give it, say, 24 and a triangle fan. Spin it around the Y. And this will be one of our tires here. I feel like they need to be fairly big like that. Is that? Yeah, I think it needs to be more like that. Let's try it. So I'm going to have to bring that up a bit, aren't I? The edges of this. Let's go like that. And then, now let's go back. And let's move these up some. With the B key. And let's just move them up just a bit. Like that. Not sure I want to do that, but I'm going to try. There we go. All right. So now I've got that. I want to make something like this. Let's see. How about if I... Oh, I know. Let's select all these with the C key. Do I want to do it on both sides? Do I care? I don't think I care. I don't think we're ever going to see the insides of those. First of all, I'm going to extrude and just scale this all the way in like this so I have kind of a circular piece in the middle. Secondly, I'll grab all of these again, which are now quads, so I should be able to insert an edge loop. Yes. That's good. That's good. Now, let's try, let's see. I did 24, so maybe every 2, like this. Like that. Yeah, and then we just hit E and extrude those in. Sure. Yeah, why not? That'll work. And then this little piece here, that really needs to be a separate item so it can be a different material. So I'll snap the cursor to that and give me another cylinder here. Yeah, it doesn't need to be all that though. I can get rid of all of these down here. Don't want to have to UV those. Spin it around in the Y, RY9, nope, RY negative 90. So if you're hearing something really loud in the background, I don't know if you're hearing that, but there's road construction going on outside. And they've got road construction, and then they've got those tree branch grinders and just everything they could think of. Let's go to the guy's place that is using a microphone and let's use lots of loud equipment. He won't mind. So if you hear that, my apologies. Hopefully they'll be gone within a day or two. Alright, so I just want to put that there. Right in there, like that. Yeah, there we go. I know. Getting really... There we go. Okay. Does that tire need to be even bigger, do you think? Or does it just need to come in a bit more? I don't think it needs to be too much bigger, but let's bring it in a hair like that. See how that works. Okay. I kind of want to put an edge along here. I can just, well, I could just hit E, and then I could scale Shift Z and just bring everything in a bit, like that. Yeah, something like that. But not these. Not like that. Dang it. There we go. Yes, that's better. Just give it a little bit of a, well, we could even, do I dare? Yeah, let's do it. I'm going to give it a little bit of a bevel. Oh! And that's not quite right. Let's try again. All right, let me try that again. There we go. I don't need all of those edges. Something like that. Yeah. Okay. What about this top part? Let's take a look at that. I will need to mirror this guy over, won't I? And I probably don't need the inside here, do I? Because I don't think we're ever going to see that. And I don't want to see it. So I can take these two pieces, join them together. Let's mirror them around along the x-axis. I'll move the origin to the 3D cursor since it's in the center. I will add a mirror modifier, make it in the X, but look at my rotation right up here in the Y, so that's why it's going down there. I will press Control A, rotation, and it pops over there. Good. Okay. So now we've got that. What else? I feel like this goes in some, doesn't it? Well, it's hard to tell. I'd still say that this is a little bit narrower at the bottom than it is at the top. Call me crazy, but I feel like that's the case. So, if I were to do that, how would I do that? If I were to just move everything in just a hair, I could use the, well, let's see. Let me try this. I could use, let me select these points down here. I could try this proportional editing tool, like that. If I hit scale and increase that a bit. Now let's see what happens if I go like that. Ooh, what do you think? Does that work? Hey, it kind of does. All right. I'll go with that. Let me get rid of the mirror for just a moment and move this in like that. Maybe like this. There we go. Set origin again to the 3D cursor. Give another mirror to it. There we go. Let's try that. Yeah, see, I think that works a little bit better. I do feel like it kind of tapers in just a little bit. All right. So hi everyone. Why do the outlines on the dumpsters look green instead of normal orange? Good question. That's because I put them in a group. So if I go over here to groups, you can see there it is. So whatever you put in a group turns green. So that's why I did that. Or that's why it looks green. Let's see. Let's work on this top part. And then maybe I'll work on the handle. Or do I even need the handle? I mean, it's going to be up against the wall of the alley. You know, I don't know. Let me see about this. Let's work on the lid now. And I think I moved these out just a bit after I split that out. Let's see. Yeah, I did. I moved that forward just a bit, like that. There we go. So now that's the way that needs to be. I'm going to grab these edges all the way around, and I'm going to pull these down, extrude, and pull them down. What happened? Oh, okay. I've still got the proportional editing tool on, so I need to turn that off. That's why that happened. So do I have... Okay, so I still need to extrude. Extrude. Pull it down. Now that's better. Okay. And like that. Now, this thing. How are we going to do this? It's got kind of a... What is that? Kind of a curved, extruded thing. Why in the world would you make something like that? You know? What's the purpose of all those little extrusions and indentations? I don't know. See, this is what happens when you begin modeling. You begin noticing things like that. All right, let me extrude or insert edge loops out to here, I think. Like so. And I'm going to do the same this way. Like that. Like so. And I don't want it to be, I'm not looking for, you know, exact replica here. I just want to get this general shape, and to do that I think I'm going to need more edge loops because it has that curve. So, and this is why I split it out from the bottom of the recycle bin, is because I didn't want any extra edge loops up here to extend on down into there. Okay, so let's see. If I take these now, I'm going to extrude them up just a hair, like that. Then, now a couple of things I could try. I could just try pulling this up like that. You know? I could try that. It's not bad. It's not great. I could take these, extend them out a bit like that. And then, let me see what happens when we smooth it. Yeah, see, I kind of buy that a little bit. Kind of works. Let me go back to flat here. So, I kind of want this, but there's more. That's going to be a whole other... Oh, you know what I could do? Let me try this. This is kind of crazy. I'm going to go like this and take this guy. I'm going to extrude it. I'm going to scale it in. I am going to take this edge and pull it down like so, and then I think that's about all I want. Yeah, that's about all I want for that. And then up here, oops, up here, this, I kind of like that angled thing. Oh, what if I, okay, what if I tried this, this, and this with K, the knife tool. And this. Okay. Then, if I take this, this, and this, and just take it, or does it go all the way? Oh, it goes all the way. Well, you know, okay, this could work, but you know what I'm going to do instead? I'm going to, no, I can't do that. Dang it. Oh. And you're like, Darren, you wanted to do this. I know. I know. The knife tool. I don't use the knife tool as much as I should. I don't know why. Why is that? There. Am I crazy? Maybe a little. If I smooth it, I get that. I'm going to try it, you know? What if I took these faces here, like this, and what if I went over to my shading UVs and flattened those faces like that? Yeah, see, now I get more of a tight edge there. So what if I did the same over here? What if I took these faces here and flattened those there? Ah, yeah, okay. All right. Not bad. All right, let's see. What else? We've got the bar in there. I kind of, these don't really stand out very well. And you're gonna say, Darren, don't do it. But I want to try this. I want to bevel this just a little bit. Let me see. Should I have just I know you're saying just leave it alone, Darren. Don't do it. Don't. I want to. I can't help it. I want to try. All right. So now I'm going to save. I'm going to apply my no. I hit Alt A, which played animation. I'm going to Control A, scale. When I undid it, I undid that. Let's try this. Okay, so now Control E, bevel, pull out just a little bit like that. Is it awful? Oh, it's kind of nice. See, it looks kind of good. Is it terrible though? What did I do down here? Well, not bad. See, it has that kind of a nice little curve there. Oh, it's kind of nice. I'm gonna leave it for now. Okay, what else do I need to do? I think from a distance that's going to work, and that's all it's going to be, is from a distance. So yeah, let's put that in the scene and see how it's going to work. I'm going to go ahead and just combine the whole thing, Control J, and I'm going to put the origin down at the 3D cursor so I can slide it around and scale from there. And let's just put it in the scene and see how it's going to work. So if this is my 6-foot tall guy here, this guy right here, is that Seems like it's a little too tall. Bring it down. Let me bring it down just in the Z and see what happens. I can't do that because of the tires. Like that. Yeah. I mean, I feel like that's kind of how tall these things are. Don't you think? Let me turn on the wires here so we can see it. I'll rotate it in the Z. Like that. Let's move it around here. Yeah. If this is a door, that seems small. But if this is a person, yeah, maybe it needs to be a little bit bigger. Something like that. Yeah, okay. No, not F. G. Shift Z. All right. Well, let's go with that. Let's go with that for now and see how that works in our scene. Hey, there's no there's no tire on the other side. All right. Yeah, because you know why that is, right? Because I didn't apply the mirror before I combined all the parts. Therefore, that's what happened. So I could try it again, mirror, this time apply, now combine them all together, and there we go. All right, so that helps. Okay, let me hit that and bring everything back. Okay, I think I can go with that, and of course I'll duplicate that around once I get it into Unity, because like this one over here, I don't need to duplicate things around here in Blender because ultimately it's going to be in Unity. So I only need one of each thing. Let's see, is there anything else that I can do today relatively quickly that I can get done? Let me bring back my alleys here. Let's take a look. There's this. Let's take a look at this. There's the recycle bins. There's this kind of thing. It's just a little plastic, I don't know, thing, a little trash can. I have a question here. Are you going to teach us about different ways for character modeling? Well, my YouTube channel has some of that. You can go to my YouTube channel and you've got one cartoony character, the little steampunk kid character who is modeled using edge modeling. And you've got the sculpting modeling for the goblin character. I'm ultimately going to be creating characters for this project as well, but I'm still working on the designs of them, just sketching ideas. Let's see. Yes, someone's asking, will I be cleaning up the geometry of the building? I could save a lot of polys. Yeah, I think I might, but once again, I'm not, you know, even though I'm going to be putting this in a game engine, it isn't going to be interactive. It's going to be rendered real time to save time. So, but that's certainly something I could do. It's a good idea. I mean, it's a good practice. Reading. Here, I'm scrolling all the way down now. Yes, it took me a minute to scroll all the way down, but I see the end of the messages now. Let's see. You're okay. Leave it alone, Alexander. Okay. Let's see. All right. How do you make it look smooth without subsurf? Someone asks. It's just this smooth shading over here. So this just kind of smooths out your normals, I guess. Whereas the subdivision surface actually attempts to curve the geometry within the frame, within the outer frame of your model. So just two different ways of doing it. When you're creating a scene, models for visual effects, film, animation, you usually use the subsurf or subdivision surface modifier in conjunction with the smooth shading. It's a lot higher. It's a lot higher poly, but it doesn't matter so much because you're rendering each frame out, and it isn't in real time. Let's see. Okay. I don't know if there's. Let me look at one more thing. See if there's one more thing I can do before I go here, because I gotta head out here in about 10 minutes or so. I feel like there's something I can do. How about a trash can? You know what I could do? Here's an idea. And maybe I can begin it today and work on it tomorrow. But what I think I could do is create a trash can. I've got a image of a trash can here. And something like this. And what I could do is create it low poly, duplicate it, then make it really high poly, getting all the little ridges and everything in there, and then bake a normal map from the high poly. That might be fun. Why don't we do that? I'll work on that. So let's just grab one of these trash cans and move it over to a layer over here. Go there. Let me move this into the center of the grid, because I like to work in the center of the grid here. There we go. So let's think about this. If this is a trash can, if this is going to be a trash can, let's maybe use our tools to create a low poly version like this, and then a high poly version and bake normals. Yeah, I like it. So for this, I'm just going to grab this and make it a new object like that. Bring it up. That'll be the lid of the trash can. So let me set the origin to the geometry. So that'll be that. All right. Let me think. We're probably going to need the inside of a trash can, wouldn't you think? Because it may be tipped over or have the lid off. Yeah, we're probably going to need that. But for now, what I'll do, I'm just going to grab this and extrude this down like that. And then let's grab this. I'm going to extrude it and scale it in, and then bring it up for that handle part up there like this. Yeah, like that. So that's going to be the lid. We're going to need the base to be, because maybe we want this to tip over at some point, right? You never know. Select these. Get these in like this. And this in like this. So maybe we could see the underneath if we had to, like if it was tipped over. And then for the inside, let me grab this and Shift H. And for the inside, what I'll do is I'll just grab these, extrude them in. Go to my side view, like that. Extrude, bring it down, scale it in, and then down here, I'll just extrude and hit Alt-M. I say Alt-M and merge at the center. So it looks like I need to pull that up just a bit, doesn't it? Yes, because why did it go down to the center like that? That's not what I wanted. Huh, let me see. Let me undo a ways. And then go back here. Let me scale in. Now, if I extrude, and then merge at the center of the selection, not the center of the grid. All right, why is it doing that? That's annoying me. Median point. Any ideas why it's doing that? Let's see. Why is it doing that? Because if I scale it, it comes in like that, right? And then let me try Alt-M at center. Why is it doing that? Oh, that's annoying. It should be going to the center of the selection, not the center of the grid. I selected merge at cursor. Really? Alt-M? Oh, you're right. Thank you, Jay. How are you, Jay? Oh, my goodness. Wow, I'm glad you're here to help. Okay, let me Alt-H out of this. So, this is the basic trash can that I'll use to create the high poly from, right? I will duplicate this. Oh, and here, you know what I did too? This manipulate center points is selected, and that always throws me off. There we go. So, there we go. All right. So, what I'll do for tomorrow is we'll add a handle, maybe a handle on the sides too. But then what we can do is duplicate this and then really noodle it, make it really high poly and kind of beat up the edges and make all these grids or ridges and everything. And then we can bake a normal map from that and then take it into Unity and see how it looks. So let's do that tomorrow, okay? All right, I'm going to save. So there we go. Well, thank you for your help, everybody. And thank you for hanging out today. I hope you're doing well. And I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. All right? Well, have a good one, and I'll see you then. Bye-bye.